Hello there, Charger family. This is Mrs. Boyd at Mrs. Boyd's Math Room. Today, we're going to be talking about equations with variables on both sides, or as I like to say, multi-step equations, part 2. The key here is to realize that you have variables on each side of your equation. This adds one little bitty baby step to our process where all we have to do are get the variables together. The little tip I give you here, check the number of constants and variables on each side of the equation. When you have constants and variables on both sides of the equation, you can remove any term first. So I'm looking at number 1. I can add 2 to each side. I can subtract 8 from each side. I can subtract 7 from each side, 7c, or subtract 5c from each side. They all give me the same answer eventually. So I'm going to scoot this up a little bit, and we're going to get going. I hate negative numbers. So I'm going to, I see that 7c is bigger than 5c. So I'm going to subtract the smaller one first. So subtract 5c from each side. Got 8. 5c's are canceled, equals, that's a minus, so that equals 2c minus 2. Now, reevaluate. I've got one constant here and one constant here, so I need to get all my constants together. C is on the right. I want it to be alone, so I'm going to move all the constants to the left. So I can add 2 to each side. Don't know what happened just there. Let's see if I can fix that. Plus 2, there we go. 8 plus 2 is 10, and that equals 2c. Negative 2 plus 2 cancels out. If I want to get c alone, last step, I divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 cancels, and c is on the right. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So final answer, C equals 5. Pause here and try the next one, please. Same thing that we just did. Okay, like I said, I hate negatives. So I'm going to I've got 8k on the left, 4k on the right. 8's bigger, so let's subtract 4k from each side. Negative 9 stays. 8 minus 4 is plus 4k equals 7. 4 minus 4 cancels out, and that's it. Now, I've got 1k. I have to get it alone, so I need to get rid of this negative 9. Opposite of negative 9 is positive 9. 9 minus 9 cancels. Got 4k on the left, and that equals 16. To get k alone, I divide by 4. 4's cancel, and I've got k equals 4 as my answer. Moving on, number 3. We're going to have to do one more extra step this time. Everything is in parentheses, so let's distribute and get rid of that. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18x. 6 times 1 is plus 6 equals 5 times negative 2 is negative 10x. 5 again times negative 2 is negative 10. Now we evaluate again. We've got negative 18x and negative 10x. Well, if I can get rid of the negative by adding 18 to each side. So let's do that. Plus 18x plus 18x. Negative 18x plus 18x cancels, so I've got 6 equals 8x minus 10. I've got only one x and it's right here, so now I want to get it alone and get rid of this negative 10. So we add 10. 16 equals 8x. Those 10s cancel out. We want to get x alone, last step, divide by 8. And I get 2 equals x. X equals 2 is our solution. While I'm thinking about it, if I wanted to check my work, all I have to do is plug in my solution. back into the equation and double check and make sure everything adds up the way it's supposed to. You pause here, try number 4 on your own. It should look real familiar. All right, let's distribute. 2 times 3y is 6y plus 14, multiplied by 2 again. -4 times 3 is -12. -4 times -2y, don't mess this part up, plus 8y. Negative times negative is positive. I'm going to evaluate these y's. I've got 6 on the left, 8 on the right. Let's subtract 6y from each side. 6 minus 6 cancels, and I'm left with 14 equals -12 plus 2y. Got to get rid of this 12, so I add it to each side. It's 26 equals 2y. Divide by 2, and I've got 13 equals y. So y equals 13 is my answer. You're already stressing out. I can feel it through my computer. There's fractions. Holy moly. What do? We learned about this. If you want to get rid of the fractions, you multiply by the common denominator, which in this case is 3. So we multiply everything by 3. 2/3 x times 3. Well, I've got 3 divided by 3. Those will cancel. You know what? Let's don't do it that way. Just kidding. 2/3 times 3 over 1 is 6 over 3, which is 2. So that's 2x minus 6 times 3 is 18. And that equals 6 times 3 is 18 again. Minus, we already did 2/3 times 3, and that's 2x. So I've got each of the x's is 2x, one's just -2, so let's add the -1. So that's 4x minus 18 equals 18, and those x's cancel. Now we want to get the 18s together. 4x, those cancel, equals 36. Divide by 4, and x is 9. Pause it here. Try the next one on your own. It looks scary. Find the common denominator. You can do it. Okay, what's the common denominator? It's 8. Multiply everything by 8. 1/2 times 8 over 1 is 8 over 2, which is 4. -5/8 times 8 over 1 is -40 over 8, which is -5x. 7/8 times 8 over 1 is 56 over 8, or 7x. And 7/2 times 8 over 1 is 56 over 2, which is 28. Now we have all whole numbers, all integers. We can solve this. I'm going to add 5x to each side. And 4 x's cancel, equals 12x plus 28. Now we need to get the constants together so we can subtract 28. That's -24 equals 12x. Divide by 12. -2 equals x. So x is -2. Hooray! I think you can do it. Got a few more to try out. -6y minus 3 equals 3 minus 6y. Well, let's add these 6y to each side. And that's 0 minus 3 equals 3. Okay. 0 minus 3 is negative 3 equals 3. Is that true? Does negative 3 equal 3? No, it does not. So this is no solution. We're going to show that with a 0 and a line through it, or you can write no solution. Let's try another one. Looks like the right side, or the left side is already distributed. I got to distribute the right side though, and that's 8x plus 12. Let's get our x's together. We'll subtract 8x from each side. Those cancel. 12 equals, those cancel. 12. Does 12 equal 12? Let's keep going. We'll subtract 12 from each side. And I get 0 equals 0. Is that true? It sure is. So this is all real numbers. We're going to show that 2 lines and an R, or ARN. I think you all have written in the past. So if the numbers on each side of the equals are not the same, no solution. If they are the same, all real numbers. Doesn't matter what we plug in for x, it will give us the same number each time. Last two here. 2/3 of a number, ooh, I love a word problem, 2/3 x, reduced by 11 minus 11 is equal to, equals 4 more than the number, x plus 4. Got a fraction, don't freak out. Common denominator is 3, so let's multiply the whole thing by 3. 3 divided by 3 cancels, and I've just got 2x minus 33 equals 3x plus 12. Get the x's together. Minus 2x. Those cancel. Negative 33 equals x plus 12. We better subtract 12 from each side and get x alone. That's for negative 45 equals x. So x is negative 45. One more. This one's for you to do. 5 times the sum of a number. 5 times the sum. That means we're going to have parentheses with a plus. Of a number and 3. So x plus 3 is the same as 3 times the difference. That means there's a minus in our parentheses of twice the number and 1. First, we distribute 5x plus 15 equals 6x minus 3. I'm going to subtract 5x from each side. And 15 equals x minus 3. You can add 3 to each side, and 18 is x. And that's our answer. This is just an extension of what we already know. I hope these make perfect sense to you. You know how to reach me if you have any problems, and I hope to see you soon.